You know when a place, like, keeps popping up and you think, okay, I need the real story fast.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's what we're doing with Cancun today. Consider this your shortcut. We're looking past the usual tourist photo.
Yeah, beyond just the perfect beaches, though. Those are definitely there.
Oh, for sure. Sun, sand, absolutely. But there's also this really deep history, local culture. It's a mix.
It really is. Cancun's got that Caribbean escape vibe, no
Yeah.
question. But it's sitting right there on the Yucatan, gateway to the Mayan world. That's the interesting part.
Exactly. So what we did is we took this guide, 12 best things to do in Cancun, Mexico. Seems like a good mix. Google reviews, some personal stories, local tips maybe.
Sounds like a solid base.
And our goal here is basically to pull out the most useful bits, give you a real feel for what makes Cancun, well, Cancun, without drowning you in information.
Right. Think of it as a curated overview. We want to get to the essence of the place. How do you balance that relaxing beach time with, like, real adventure, real cultural stuff?
Okay, so let's place it on the map. We're talking Yucatan Peninsula, Caribbean coast. State is Quintana Roo.
Yep. And it is hugely popular. The numbers are pretty staggering.
10 million international visitors a year, plus another million Mexicans. Wow.
It's massive. And you see why, geographically. You've got those amazing beaches, the reef, that warm turquoise water, but then right behind it.
You've got Mayan ruins, cenotes, those underwater caves jungle.
Exactly. That combination's pretty unique, I think.
Definitely. Now, places to stay, the guide touches on this beautifully, gives a few examples.
Yeah, like the range, right? From super luxurious, like the Sun Palace.
For something more mid-range, Casa Tortuga's boutique hotel.
Yeah.
And even budget options, Sinus Suites. So seems like there's something for everyone.
Which is important. Depends what kind of trip you're after, right? All-inclusive ease or maybe more independent exploring.
Okay, let's get into the actual experiences, the really standout stuff. Starting big with history. Chichen Itza.
Ah, yes. The big one. An incredible ancient Mayan city.
Built, what, between 600 and 1200 AD, somewhere in there, and apparently really well preserved.
Amazingly so. And think about the scale. Maybe 50,000 people live there at its height. Just imagine.
It's hard to picture. The guide mentions the architecture, obviously the pyramids, but also carvings, old roads, even a ball court.
Oh, yeah, the ball court's famous. And that main pyramid, Kukulkan del Castillo.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how it aligns with the solstices, shows how advanced they were.
Incredible. Okay, practicalities. The guide says book early, go early, avoid the heat, avoid the crowds. Makes sense.
Definitely. It gets hot out there.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a drive from Cancun itself.
Yeah, 3.5 hours or so. You can do tours, buses, rent a car.
The tours often add a lot of context on the way, which can be, really valuable. Saves you having to read the guidebook while you're walking around.
Good point. Okay, shifting gears completely. From ancient wonders to a floating party, Xochimilco.
Right. This sounds like a really unique take on experiencing Mexican culture. Kind of like an adult theme park, but focused on tradition.
Yeah, a floating fiesta. I like that. Apparently the whole entrance area is full of art, music. Sets the mood.
And then you get on these boats, traineras, they're called.
Yeah.
Really colorful.
Like gondolas, kinda. And you float through canals. There's dancing, games. Food keeps coming.
Endless food and live music, it says.
Mm-hmm.
Different bands, mariachi, norteño. It sounds lively.
Very lively. Guide says book tickets in advance for this one, too. Probably gets busy.
I bet. Especially popular evenings, I'd imagine. Okay, so from parties to the natural world, which is stunning there. Snorkeling gets a big mention.
Oh, yeah. Great reefs, loads of tropical fish, colorful coral, and the water's always warm, like above 70 Fahrenheit year-round.
You're right near the Mesoamerican reef, the second largest in the world. So the marine life is incredible. The guide points to Akumal Bay specifically.
What? Akumal?
Sea turtles. It's a famous spot for swimming with them, just gently cruising alongside them. Amazing.
Wow, okay. That sounds incredible. And getting gear is easy. Hotels rent it out, dive shops sell it.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, very accessible. Now, sticking with water, but going underground.
Yeah.
Cenotes.
These sound amazing. Underground caves, jungle settings, crystal clear water, formed by the asteroid impact. Seriously.
It's the theory. Millions of years ago, geologically fascinating, but also culturally huge.
They're sacred to the Maya, right. Sources of fresh water, gateways to the underworld.
Exactly. So some are still protected, off limits, but the ones you can visit,
Wow.
Swimming, snorkeling in these hidden caverns. Sometimes you see fish you don't see anywhere else.
And the visibility is meant to be unreal.
Incredible. And there are apparently hundreds within a couple of hours of Cancun.
Easy to get to. Tours available.
Yeah, most hotels can arrange tours.
Mm,
But there's one really key thing the guide stresses.
let me guess. Sunscreen.
Exactly. No sunscreen allowed
Yeah.
at all. To protect the ecosystem, it's super important. These are delicate places.
Got it. Really important tip. Okay, something with a bit more adrenaline now. ATVs.
Ah, yes. Riding ATVs through the jungle. Seems like a super popular thing to do there.
Totally. The description sounds fun. Dense jungle, rocky paths, maybe splashing through some muddy rivers.
Getting off the beaten path, seeing some wildlife, the scenery is a different way to see the area.
Definitely. Lots of rental places or book tours through hotels. Again, book early, especially high season.
Good advice. It gives you that sense of adventure away from the coast.
Okay, now for something truly special. Diving with whale sharks.
Oh, this is bucket list stuff for a lot of people. The world's biggest fish.
And they come near Cancun.
Yeah, between June and September usually.
Yeah.
They migrate through, and you can actually go out on tours and swim near them.
Wow. Are they? I mean, they're sharks.
They are, but they're filter feeders, eating tiny plankton. The guy calls them gentle giants. Totally docile.
Incredible. Just seeing something that huge up close in the water.
Unforgettable. The guide recommends a specific company, Cancun Whale Shark Tours, and says bring a waterproof camera. You'll want pictures.
I bet. Making sure the tour operator is responsible is key too, right? Protecting the animals.
Absolutely crucial. Okay, back on top of the water, sailing, jet skiing, more classic Cancun fun.
Right. Sunset sails sound pretty amazing. We're just blasting around on a jet ski.
You can book that stuff right at the resorts usually. Sail near the reefs, maybe head towards Cozumel.
Might see dolphins, other fish.
Definitely possible. It's all about enjoying that beautiful Caribbean water. Again, usual advice.
Yeah.
Book ahead for things like sunset cruises. Listen to the safety briefings.
Standard stuff. Okay, very important topic. Food. How's the food scene?
The guide raves about it.
Yeah.
Says it's outstanding. Everything from street food stalls to like really high-end restaurants.
Any specific mentions?
Yeah, it name checks Maria Dolores by Chef Edgar Nunez.
Yeah.
Calls it sophisticated comfort food. Sounds intriguing.
Nice. But what about local stuff?
Oh yeah, big emphasis on trying Mayan dishes.
Yeah.
Especially coconita pibil.
Ah, the slow-cooked pork. I've heard of that. Marinated in achio and sour orange.
That's the one. A Yucatan classic. You have to try it.
Ah,
Also mentions Marquesitas, crispy, crepe-like things. A local snack.
sounds good. And the guide says even the hotel food can be great, but also look for taco stands with lines.
Always a good sign. Locals know best. And if you really want to dive deep, they suggest a food tour downtown. Cancun Food Tours gets a mention.
Good way to find hidden gems. Okay, after all that food. Entertainment, nightlife.
Cancun is definitely geared up for a good time. Live music is apparently everywhere.
International acts, local bands, even just street performers, mariachi.
Yeah, bookable through resorts or just stumble upon it. There's even a festival mentioned out of the blue in January. Need tickets way ahead for that.
Good to know. And then there's the nightlife proper, clubs and parties.
Right. Built for letting loose, as the guide says. Coco Bongo gets a shout-out, famous for its shows, big international crowd.
And pool parties.
Oh yeah, Mandala Beach Club is named, but lots of resorts have their own big pool party scenes.
So it's not just ruins and relaxation. There's definitely high energy there too.
A real mix. But the guide also makes a point of saying, don't just stay in the hotel zone. Explore downtown.
Mercado 28. The market.
Yeah, for local crafts and stuff. They're just downtown Cancun in general. It says it's full of excitement, boutique shops, different restaurants, bars, more of a local feel.
Cafes, street art, souvenirs. Sounds like a good wander.
Definitely. A chance to see a bit more of the real Cancun beyond the main tourist strip. Maybe try some weird local fruit from a market stall.
Huh, yeah. Okay, so wrapping this up, we've covered a lot.
We have. It's clear Cancun is way more than just a beach destination, isn't it?
Totally. Ancient history like Chichen Itza, those incredible cenotes, the adventures ATVs, whale sharks.
The amazing food, the music, the nightlife. It's a really diverse place.
So hopefully this gives you, the listener, a much better picture, a solid idea of the key experiences, balancing all those different sides of Cancun.
Exactly. The relaxation, the adventure, the culture. And, you know, it makes you think, doesn't it?
Oh, so.
Well, out of all these things, the history, the nature, the food, the parties, what really calls to? What part of Cancun are you most curious about exploring further, maybe digging a little deeper than the surface level? That's the next step, really.